And we're back with Delaware businessman Bill Stevenson, who, yes, as we mentioned in the previous block, was married to the current First Lady, Jill Biden, back in the 1970s. Now, they got divorced, and you know what led up to the divorce, but it was actually somewhat amicable. But then things got very hot for Bill Stevenson in Delaware, hot in a bad way. Now, Bill, if you don't mind, let me take us through this. The Stone Balloon is the place that you ran, an amazing kind of legendary pub in Wilmington. All kinds of great music acts showed up there, Bruce Springsteen and others. Now, at one point, you got in trouble in 1982. But when people see this, let's go through the some court papers here. On April 21st, 1982, defendants were arraigned in this court for failing to make payments to the account for the first quarter of 1982. You're the defendant along with your brother. The first quarter of 1982, failing to make payment. How much money was not paid? $8,266. Now, this is federal court, and you were charged with a felony. And this is in April of 1982 for the first quarter. Just to review, January, February, and March, 3 months make a quarter. And you were charged in April. Bill Stevenson, I've never heard of something happening quite so fast. It seems like maybe they were out to get you.
You think?
What do you think? Yeah.
Listen, this was devastating, and I'll tell you how it happened. We went to court because Jill turned down $1 million settlement from me. She was about 22, going on 23. We were only married 4 years at that point. We're in this vicious divorce trial. I turn around, try to make it as easy as possible for her. I give her her Corvette. I provide a townhouse for her. I did everything I could to make sure that she was happy because I still cared about her. And to this day, I still care about her, to be perfectly honest, and everybody around me knows that. My problem is with Joe Biden. What he did was, right before the divorce trial, he switched his law firms to his old law firm, a gentleman named Melvin Monson. For 3 days, they bashed me. They bashed me in front of the IRS. They bashed me in front of the Department of Justice. And I said, what in the world and why is this happening? The bottom line is I won everything. I had given her quite a bit, and they ruled that her education at that point, which was her master's degree going on to the doctorate degree, that she had enough. She actually owed me a little bit of money at the end of the court thing, which was bizarre. My lawyer stood up and said, no, we don't want it. Here's what happened. They appealed. I owned a couple houses with her. But the problem was I owned our big house and my home at the beach in my company's name. So they sued me for one of the houses. It took 6 years to resolve that. And this is when my problem started. In 1982, they lost the house, and Jill had to come to the lawyer's office and sign off the deed of a house in downtown Newark. It wasn't even our beautiful home at Oakcastle or my home at the beach that I owned corporately with friends. It was a house that was worth $35,000, $40,000, and now it's worth a fortune. But here is where the problem was. Frankie Biden of the Biden crime family comes up to me and he goes, give her the house or you're going to have serious problems. I looked at Frankie and I said, what, are you threatening me? And needless to say, about 2 months later, my brother and I were indicted for that tax charge for $8,200.
You know, on the surface, it is crazy. Now, you're hearing this. You heard it. You say you heard a threat from Frank Biden. Those dates are crazy. 1 week later, Delaware is a small state. Joe Biden is like the Prince of Delaware in a way, right? Very powerful. You think that he essentially ordered this? Get Bill Stevenson.
I not only think it, I know it. I'll tell you right now, this is what he's using now, but we'll get to that in a minute. In 1982, my brother and I were charged for $8,200. At that point, the bar, in the first 10 years of business, had already grossed over $30 million, and we had generated over $5 million in taxes. I could not believe the power of Joe Biden and the Department of Justice. I couldn't believe it, that I could be indicted for $8,000. Now, here's the tragedy. My brother pleaded guilty. It broke us up forever. It's just within the last month that we're talking again. It broke my heart. He pleaded guilty. He took the fall. And in the newspaper, Judge Murray Schwartz turned around in the Wilmington News Journal and said, I sentenced the wrong brother. So I knew that there was something coming for me in the future.
So as we look at where we are today, Hunter Biden in court today. Now, granted, there was no deal. It didn't actually happen, but we anticipated it. And so far, the government has charged him with 2 misdemeanor counts, a 5-year investigation. They come up with 2 misdemeanors. It was an 8-day investigation. They come up with a felony. This
Two
is
felonies, a felony for me and a felony for my brother. That's why he pleaded guilty.
It is totally wild to look at these, to look at the comparison. And now I want your thoughts on President Trump, because it seems actually like you know what they did to you. I know what they're doing to President Trump. It's all been politicized. And just like they're going after him now, they went after you in the 1970s, 1980s, and perhaps beyond.
Greg, I thank God that you saw a story about me that you have shown some pictures on a couple months ago. And I called you and I said, thank you for being positive. It's hard to believe what they're doing to President Trump right now. And that's why I came to you and you listened to my story. He is doing Joe Biden, our president, right? He lives 2 miles from me. Today, I'm 2 miles from the courtroom where the Hunter deal fell apart. And he is doing the exact same thing. I couldn't stand it anymore. I needed somebody just to listen to me, to tell them what happened to me because I got on the wrong side of the Biden family. After spoiling Jill for 5 years, I was on the wrong side of them, and they have literally come after me for 35 years in a row. One little thing after another. I was charged with an $8,000 car loan on a BMW that was owned by my business that I had just sold. I mean, it's been tragic. I can't let them do this to a president that I love and respect. I can't let them do this to our country. This is why I've come forward. This is the only reason I've come forward. It's like I said, nothing about the divorce, no bitterness, but Jimmy, Frankie, and President Biden are very dangerous, and it's tragic. I can't let them do what they did to me, President Trump. I can't do it.
Bill, I know you've led quite a life, actually, and numerous businesses, and you're very entrepreneurial, and you were an athlete of some renown nationally. You've put your thoughts together in a book, in some sort of manuscript. I know you've kind of had it for a while. When can people possibly read your story?
We're talking about mid-September to early October. I'm not promoting the book, Greg. I'm promoting what the Bidens did to me and what they're doing to our former president and what they're doing to the country. I don't even know this guy's thoughts anymore. I feel like he's a different person. You have to remember, I've known him since 1971, and I have followed him. I've never said anything. I've never spoken out. In my first book, The Stone Balloon, The Early Years, I say we drifted apart. My new book is going to be called The Bidens, The Early Years. And I am just telling a story of facts with proof, with pictures. And I think people are going to be surprised. But really, this isn't about the book. This is about what's going on right now in this country. Today, 2 miles from here, the Hunter plea deal fell apart. I was ecstatic all day. I couldn't believe it that it fell apart because you know what's happening as of today? The tide is turning. Now everybody is hearing the story. The national news media has ignored them for years. They've let them get away with murder for years. And I'm just so glad that I'm able to tell my story.
It's quite a story. Bill Stevenson, we thank you for joining us, and to be continued. Many thanks, sir. All the best to you and your wife, Linda, okay?
God bless you, Greg, and God bless everybody at Newsmax. I just thank you for letting me get this out.
Of course, of course. We thank you.